Hi there, this is AniBusiness with your friend Simeon. You're welcome back to my YouTube channel, and this is another video for you. If you're new on my YouTube channel, please kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can get notified whenever time I drop a new content. I know a lot of us have been watching video on feed formulation, and we've gotten a lot of feed formula from YouTube channel or from the Google when we browse, and some of us might not be satisfied with the formula we get from YouTube or from the web. We might not be satisfied, or maybe it might not be working out well for us and we are looking for more. And some of us might be new, like looking for a feed formula newly. In this video, if you are able to calm down and learn something out of the video, you are going to make your own personal formula. You will make your own local feed like a professional. I only want to educate you on some ingredients you can use to make your feed formula, the percentage that each ingredient carries, how to match them together, and now make your own feed formula without depending on anybody. You know, this feed is going to be a local feed and not a imported or the packaged one that they used to do. But if you can formulate it very well and you can do it very well, you can make a very good formula. I usually tell people that there is starter, there is grower, and there is finisher when it comes to making feed formulation. When you are making your starter, then that means the feed must be very rich. It must be high in protein. And if you are making your grower, then the protein must be at a lower level, at a normal level. And if you are making your finisher, then that means the level of your energy is going to be higher than the level of your protein. That is at the finishing level. Why is the level of energy higher than the level of protein at the finishing level? It's because you are about to sell your fish and you would want them to have more weight before you sell them, because we are not selling sizes, we are selling weight. Your fish may be big and might not have weight. Your fish might be small and have enough weight. That has to do with the kind of feed you are giving them. If it has much of the energy in them or not. Now, before I go on with the list of the ingredients I want to give you and the percentage of the nutrient each and every one of them carry, I'd like to tell you something. If the ingredient you are using to make your feed is not grinded well, the results you might get might be poor. You might get a good local feed formula on YouTube or outside YouTube, but the machine that help you to grind it, if they did not grind it very well, there is no how you can get the result of that good formula. Let me make this example for you now. If you have your maize, you want to add it to your ingredients, and you take it to the mill, the feed mill, so for them to help you grind and do everything all together and bind it, then pelletize it out before you take it to feed your fish, right? If they did not grind that maize to a soluble powder, I mean to an atom, I mean the lowest level at which they can no longer grind powder, I'm talking about powder, the maize you add inside that feed will not give you results. Instead of giving you 100% results, it might give you something like 30 or 40% results. The reason is because the maize are not grinded, therefore the nutrients that are inside the maize cannot move from the maize to your fish when they consume it. The same way they take the maize that you add inside the feed in, the same way they are going to put it inside the water. But if you grind it into powder, when they take it, everything will dissolve inside them and all the nutrients will enter into their body. It will benefit them. But in a situation whereby they just crush the maize, if you think you add energy to your feed, you did not add energy to your feed. So the maize will not have effect on them because it is not grinded. The same way your soya bean, if they are not grinded into powder, there is no how you do. If you give it to your fish, They may take something like 20-30% of it. That is the benefit they might get from it. The rest they are going to pull it. It is until your ingredients are grinded into powder and pelletized together, that is when you are going to achieve a good result. That is when your feed are going to be effective when you give it to your fish. If the ingredients are not grinded well, no matter how perfect your formula might be, your results will still be poor at the end of the day. So let's move into the ingredients and the percentage of protein and the percentage of fat they carry. 1, your soya bean. Soya bean is one of the ingredients we use for feed formulation. You cannot do away with soya bean, so it is a must to use soya bean in your feed formula. And soya bean contains protein, crude protein of 40 to 48%, depending on the varieties you get and depending on the quality of the soya bean you get. Wheat bran, your wheat bran have between that 8 to 20% protein, depending on the variety, and they also have crude fiber of 15%. To tell you the truth, we don't need much of the wheat bran because it is mostly consumed by all these animals, mammals, so it works most for them than giving it to our fish. But in a situation whereby you want to make it one of your ingredients, it should be at a lesser level. Number 3, your wheat offer. The level of protein, crude protein that is inside your wheat offer is between that 13 to 16%. That is the level of protein you are going to get inside your wheat offer. Number 4, biscuit waste. Your biscuit waste is an energy source which have a touch of protein. The percentage of energy that is inside your biscuit waste are the waste of biscuits from the industry. So the level of the energy you have inside them is 23%, depending on the varieties of flours they use to do the biscuits. So you are going to get 23% and also get a touch of protein inside your biscuit waste. Biscuit waste is mostly edible and effective when you give it to your fish, your new fish. If you are just making a starter and you get biscuit waste as your energy source, it will help you and will also boost your fish very well. You know, the biscuit waste, the biscuit is already grinded. You know, it's a flour they grinded and added a lot of things before they turn it to biscuit and before it gets waste. So if you take it to the feed mill, when they grind it, everything will become soluble. Even if everything doesn't turn soluble, when you give it to your fish, when they consume it, it will dissolve inside them. Thereby, all the things, all the nutrients that's inside the biscuit will enter into the body of your fish. They will benefit from it easily. They will digest and everything will dissolve inside them. Number 5 is bread waste, or we call it dough. Dough is a mixture of water and flour plus other ingredients that they use to make bread. So if that thing is getting spoiled at bread industry, at bakery, so they sell them out to the feed millers. So that is one of the source of energy that we use. So if you take it to the millers, you buy it, you take it to the millers, they will grind it and add it to your distinct. So the energy source in dough or your bread waste is between that 13 to 24.5%. That is the level of the energy that is inside the dough, and it is very, very good when you are making your starter as well. We have another ingredient that is popularly known as GNC, full meaning groundnut cake. Groundnut cake has a crude protein of 45 to 60%, or let me say 40 to 60% crude protein, depending on the varieties. They use groundnut to do groundnut cake. Others break it, some do not break it. That's why the percentage of the protein are highly different. Some just grind it with the shell like that. So the percentage that might be inside that one will be different from the pure seed of groundnut they use. So some will just take the groundnut, they will break it, they will take the seed out, they will fry it, like dry it. After they do that, they will now crush it, they will now grind it, they will now press it, take out the oil. After taking out the oil, then they will turn the remaining one, the shaft, they will now turn it to the groundnut cake. And they also have 30% energy. Groundnut has protein and also have energy. Number 6, which is the feather meal. Feather meal have up to 82% crude protein and 6% crude fat that is going to give your fish when you mix it with your local feed. What are feather meal? Feather meals are feathers that are received from all this chicken. So you take them together, you dry it, then you grind it. Number 7, which is the blood meal. Blood meal has the highest protein when it comes to getting feed ingredient. It has a crude protein of 80 to 85% with a low fiber. I can't really tell. It all depends on the kind of blood you get. It might be blood of goats, it might be blood of pigs, it might be blood of chicken, it might be blood of cows. So depending on the blood you get and how rich the blood is. So blood meal has crude protein of 80 to 85%, and it is the highest source of protein we have when it comes to feed ingredients. Number 8, which is the cassava. Cassava seems to have the highest level of energy when it comes to root crops. It has energy level of 94.9%, but cassava are highly polluted. They easily pollute water, and most people use it when it comes to floating feed, because cassava flowers float when you bind them together. After you crush them, you take out the starch, you take out the water and everything like that. So when you now use it for your feed, a lot of people use it to float their local feed, but it pollutes water when it's too much. So if you want to put the cassava, make sure your pond is earthen pond and not concrete or tarpaulin pond. It will easily pollute the water. Number 9, which is maize, another energy source. It has energy source of 70 to 74.3%, and also a protein level of 8 to 11%. So maize is second in line when it comes to energy giving food that we have for all this livestock, especially your fish. But like I told you, your maize are useless when you put them inside your feed if they are not properly grinded. Number 10, which is the sesame seed. I think that should be locust bean cake. Locust bean cake. So that one too has a high level of energy. It has a high level of energy that I can't really tell for now, but it's a very good source of energy with a little touch of fat, crude fat. So sesame seed too is good. Number 11 is your fish meal. I guess you've been expecting this for a while now. Your fish meal carry crude protein of 60 to 72% depending on the type of fish meal you are using. I mean the type of fish you are using, be it tilapia, be it the catfish, or any one you are using. But we have this 72% fish meal in the market that is imported. So that is the level of the crude protein that is inside your fish meal, and it also carry an energy of 3 to 4.5%. Then the last one, which is not the least, which is poultry meal. Poultry meals are meal that we still get from slaughtering house. The head of a chicken, the feather plus the intestine plus the all the liver, or what is it called, kidney all together, plus their feather and everything all together that they get from the slaughtering house. They dry it and they now grind it. That is what we call poultry meal. Poultry meal has 60.2% crude protein that is going to give to your fish. So it has one of the highest level of protein too when it comes to giving your fish, local feed. If you want to formulate, it's one of the good source of protein that we still have in town. Now in one box, what are the source of the protein I just listed? Out of all the ingredients I listed, I want to bring the source of protein all together. We have number 1, the blood meal. We have number 2, we have the feather meal. We have the poultry meal, right? We have the GNC. We have the soya bean, and we have the fish meal. Those are the ingredients that have highest level of protein if you want to use them. What are the source of your energy? Inside the ingredient I listed for you, your source of energy include soya bean. Soya bean has protein and still have a touch of energy. Then we have the maize, we have GNC also have a touch of energy. Then we have the sesame seed, we have the biscuit waste, we have the dough, and so on and so forth, including cassava. So those are the source of your energy in a nutshell. All this energy too still have a touch of protein, whereas the protein one too still have a touch of energy. And the last, which is the source of your fiber. Your fish doesn't need much of the fiber. I told you, like all these animals need much of the fiber. Your maize has a little touch of fiber. Your GNC has a little touch of fiber. Your wheat offer, your wheat bran, your soya bean too also have a little touch of fiber. So they have little crude fiber inside of them. So all these things are enough for you. Now, how can you put all these things together and make a very good formula? Number one, you will need your soya bean. It now depends on the level of the soya bean, like the measurement you want to get. You need a soya bean. It is very crucial to get a soya bean. It's very important to have a soya bean inside your formula. You will need GNC inside your formula. You will need the biscuit waste, the bread or the dough, bread dough, or the cassava if you are using cassava. If you are not using cassava, you can use gari. Gari is made from cassava and it doesn't pollute water like using cassava flour itself. You know, gari is already processed, so it doesn't pollute water. It will still give you the same thing. You are using cassava, which is the source of energy. Gari is gotten from cassava, so either you use cassava or you use gari. You use your fish meal. You can now plus it, either fish meal plus blood meal. Maybe you want 10 kg or 20 kg protein giving food in your feed. You can just, you know, get blood meal of maybe 3 or 4%. Then you add fish meal of 6%, so you still have 10 already. So blood meal will bring its own percentage and fish meal will bring its own percentage, and join together inside your ingredient, inside your feed formula. Too much of protein might affect your fish. It might cause crackhead, especially if you are using only blood meal. It might later on affect your fish that they will be having crackhead and their head will just be breaking anyhow. So crackhead is not a kind of disease you should pray for in your farm. So too much of it will not be okay. The more reason why you have to mix it. If you want to be using blood meal, you can mix blood meal plus feather meal, or you mix blood meal plus fish, or you mix blood meal with other sorts of protein. So that is how you should do that. Now let me explain those things I bring together. If you like, you can add wheat offer, or you add any other fiber given this thing. So I gave you soya bean, I gave you fish, I gave you maize or one energy giving food, then I still give you what else again? I give you GNC, right? Your GNC have protein, it has energy. You have gotten that. Your soya beans have protein, it has energy. That one too inclusive. Your fish meal have a little touch of energy but with high protein, so you have it already. Then your maize have energy plus just a little touch of protein. Now you already have 4 sets of ingredients that give you both energy and protein. So you don't need to be finding, maybe you want to get grasses, these grasses to add to it, maybe you want to get the other one to add to it, or maybe you want to get this thing to add to it. It just depends on your skills in making the feed formula. You can, like I told you now, you can mix both the blood meal and feather meal, or blood meal plus fish meal. It will give you a high level, of protein. Then you add other ingredients. Your wheat offer is there, your wheat bran is there, just a little touch of it, put it to it. Maybe you are making 100 kg of feed. Your wheat offer might not be something like 5 kg or 3 or 4 kg, so it's just a little touch of it. Then you add it like that. If you are making your starter, your protein will be high. How do you increase, or how do you make a starter feed? How you can make a starter feed is very, very simple. It is by increasing the ingredients that give you protein. To obtain a very good starter, for instance, maybe you want to make 1000 kg of feed and it is a starter. Your GNC has protein, right? Your soya bean has protein, right? Your fish meal has protein, right? You can make all these things to 200, 250. So the level of protein is on a high level already. All those three this thing has protein, so the level of protein is already high. Now if you want to add your wheat of an, it might be between that 70. Your maize is going to be between that 200 or low. So your energy level is low, your protein level is high, but it might cost you much because it is a starter. So if you want to make your grower again, you lower the level of your protein. Maybe those things, maybe they are 250 before, you bring them to 225 or 220. You have already reduced the level of the protein that is inside it, but not much. That is the level of your grower. Then you increase your energy a little bit. Maybe your maize, if you are using maybe 150 before, you increase it to 180. So if you're not going to finisher, your level of protein will come down. It will drop drastically, maybe 200 or 180 or maybe 150. The fish 150, GNC maybe 120 or 130, the soya bean maybe 160. So it has already dropped. Then your energy giving feed, the wheat offer might enter 100 kg and your maize or your cassava will be going up to 300 kg. So you have already increased the level of energy at a finishing level. So that is how to make your feed. Making a feed formula is nothing too big, but if you understand how these things work together, you can be able to make a proper feed formula. So there's a lot to benefit on my YouTube channel. My name is Simeon Ojem. I'm one of your youngest fish farmer in Nigeria. If you want to reach out to me, that's the number on the screen. You can call me at any time, you can message me. And if you love the video, please don't forget to click the like button and don't forget to share and drop a comment. Don't forget also to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.